Right now on News 12 Brooklyn, it is a wet, rainy, windy day outside as a nor'easter is battering our borough. Plus, we're bringing you team coverage of what you should expect as you go outside and your latest hyperlocal weather on the 2's forecast. Hello and thank you for joining us here on News 12 Brooklyn, where we are as local news gets. I'm Amanda Bossard. Well, it's been a day of wild weather here in Brooklyn with the strong winds, the heavy rains, and even some snow, making for quite the wintry mix. And it's only expected to continue throughout the day. We have team coverage on the conditions around the borough, and meteorologist Mike Rizzo is standing by to break down the rest of the day's forecast. But first, we want to send it over to News 12 Brooklyn's Katie Lusso, who's in Brownsville, checking in with Brooklynites. Katie, how are they and you holding up?
Well, I think some people still understand that, it is still winter time, so we're going to be dealing with this a little bit longer. But I know some of us are over it, especially when that wind blows. You do not want to be out here. Definitely a day where you want to have all that rain gear with you and umbrellas, of course, as well. But if you take a look at some video, there are also a lot of umbrellas that have been left behind, left on the ground because they were broken because of those gusty winds. So that is what we're dealing with out here. Those gusty winds knocking people's umbrellas literally right out of their hands, breaking umbrellas. Really a big issue out there, but when you are walking around, you're going to see a lot of people still trying to walk around with them. Of course, you want to also make sure you have lots of layers on because it is so cold out here. In addition to that, the rain also causing some ponding on the roadways. We've seen a lot of that building up even on the side streets here in Brownsville and Canarsie and throughout all the neighborhoods we've been in today. Really some difficulties for drivers out there. We did talk to a couple of Brooklynites, though, to get their take on this weather. Take a listen to what they had to say about it.
It's bad out here. It's cold and it's wet and it's raw out here. Yeah.
Oh man, it's amazing, isn't it?
You like this?
I love it.
What?
The snow is back.
Oh, it's great if I was a duck.
And I am definitely with her. I am not a duck and I am not interested in dealing with this rain anymore. Of course, just be prepared for the rest of the day. It's only going to get worse from here. That is the latest from here in Brownsville. I'm Katie Lusso, News 12, Brooklyn.
Katie, I'm ready myself. I got my umbrella handy here and, well, it's my only one I have, so hopefully it won't flip inside out as we go throughout this afternoon because we do see gustier winds. Then from earlier this morning, if you tuned into early editions of our newscasts in our morning show, you would have seen that I had a graphic that said bring 2 umbrellas because, well, the first one might get destroyed with these gusts of wind. Look at LaGuardia Airport at 35 miles per hour sustained along with Newark Airport. But wait, folks, the gust is really the part that I need to show you here. We're looking at 63 mile per hour gusts at JFK Airport, and that's a coastal area just near Brooklyn. So it's very, very gusty out there. 47 reported at LaGuardia Airport, and up toward Westchester, we also have about 50 miles per hour there. So 63 is an actual observed gust, folks. It is a very, very windy afternoon out there. The satellite and radar, if we loop it over the past several hours from early this morning, you can see that snow battling with the rain, battling with the sleet. So this is what it started with. All that heavy, heavy, heavy rain brought down that cold air to allow that snow to start falling down to the surface. But you notice the pockets of rain came back, flipped back with snow. It's been a battle all afternoon, and this is what we're going to see. Here's the center of your storm, just about 85 miles to the southeast of the Montauk Point on Long Island, and the back end showing you that mixture of what looks to be snow in the radar, but it's truthfully a mix of rain and wet snow, leaving little to no accumulations out there. Very, very messy afternoon, very windy afternoon for sure here in Brooklyn. Williamsburg, expect the rainfall to start dropping off closer, I'd say, till about 9, 10 o'clock tonight, where then we'll be left with clouds and breezy conditions to bring in tomorrow. Overnight lows will be in the mid-30s, near 36 to 38 degrees across our area, and tomorrow will be a much better day. We get rid of the precipitation, yet we hold on to some of the wind. When will the sun come out, and when will that wind calm down? Well, we'll talk more about today's effects first, and then we'll get there eventually in your hyperlocal forecast in a few minutes.
Mike, I hope that umbrella inside does not bring us 7 more years of bad weather luck. Oh, okay. Thank you so much. Meanwhile, a nor'easter means many people are playing it safe and staying indoors today, but guess who's not indoors? News 12 Brooklyn reporter Paula Vasan. She's in Bay Ridge by the water with more on what you can expect outside. Paula, I see you hanging onto your hat out there.
Well, Amanda, there comes a point where you don't even attempt to stay dry. And as you can see, I am at that point. If you want to get a sense of just how windy it is, well, take a look at my hat over there, but also take a look at this choppy water. You can see how the waves are, how windy it is here. Usually you'd see probably half a dozen people out here just enjoying the views, but there is no one here. Today I'm the only one. And it's not just here at the pier where there's a no man's land. If you look at the sidewalks, at the streets, no one's there too. It's pretty empty except for some lone drivers. But in this very quiet neighborhood, I did find someone who will be braving the elements. Janet Kupo is the owner of My Best Buddies, a dog walking service. She'll be taking some pups on walks this afternoon, but says it won't be as busy as usual.
Basically, it's a little quieter, a little slower. You know, we have a number of people that we're supposed to come today. Some people are canceling. You know, one person canceled this morning. Some are saying they're coming home earlier today, so they're canceling the later walks.
And she says the dogs in this weather, the dogs can actually fly away with all this wind. So she's going to be walking extra careful outside today, as you should too. For now, in Bay Ridge, Paula Vassan, News 12, Brooklyn. Back to you.
Well, you said there comes a time where you can't even try to stay dry. Clearly, you showed us that today. So get out of the rain, get inside, and warm up a little bit. Thank you so much. Well, that wind and rain is expected to cause delays in travel as well, especially at the area's airports. Earlier today, air train service to Newark Airport was suspended due to the high winds. The Port Authority announcing that it will be providing additional bus service to both JFK and Newark. If you're flying out today, be sure to check with your carrier before you go. And for the latest updates on weather and traffic conditions anytime, you can head on over to our website, news12.com, and you can also access up-to-the-minute conditions wherever you are by downloading the News 12 app. And a word of caution if you're out on the roads. Area roadways are slick and visibility is poor. Several accidents have already been reported around our area. Earlier today, a man was struck and killed by a car in Bensonhurst. That victim, a 73-year-old man, struck at the intersection of 6th Avenue and 65th Street as he was trying to cross the street. Police say a 64-year-old man driving a pickup truck just could not stop. The other man was pronounced dead at the scene. No charges are expected to be filed against the driver. 12 is on crime news now, and police need your help tracking down a man accused of trying to use a stolen credit card in Williamsburg. According to investigators, the man you see here tried purchasing items with the card at the Duane Reade on Kent Avenue back in November. The card was declined, and then he left the store. But of course, if you have any information about the case, you can give Crime Stoppers a call, 1-800-577-TIPS. Meanwhile, 14 news organizations are reportedly asking a Manhattan judge to keep access to NYPD body cam footage open to the public. Now, this move follows a lawsuit filed by the police union, which asks to keep some of those recordings private. The union claims the state's civil rights law bars the public release of these recordings because they are part of officers' personnel records. Well, today, the president of the Police Benevolent Association, Patrick Lynch, saying the purpose of the union's lawsuit is widely misunderstood. Lynch issuing a statement that reads in part that they are, quote, only seeking compliance with the existing law, which requires that this footage not be released without a court order following a hearing by all parties. I'm Amanda Bossert, and you're watching News 12 Brooklyn. Coming up, an up-and-coming journalist from our borough is getting a very early start. We'll see if she's got what it takes after the break.
Bushwick, you're watching News 12 Brooklyn, as local news gets.